Guys, I wanted to make this video for you today because I was really struggling to summon the enthusiasm to make a video for you guys. I always try to make an effort to be like upbeat and bubbly, but the truth is I'm going through some tough times at the moment, personal life stuff. So instead of just not making a video, I thought I would just make something a little bit more real for you guys. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how Magic the Gathering helps me through tough times. Now, we all have these times in our life, whether it be just a bad day at work or a breakup or like the loss of a loved one. It could be anything, right? Depending on like the state of like sort of what our life looks like at the time, these things can send us into a downward spiral. And I'm talking from experience because I've not always been in a place in my life where I've got good things going on. So essentially my foundations are not very good. So when these things happen, I do just tend to crumble. But I'm happy to say currently that is not the case, and I do have good things in my life right now. And what I'm speaking of is Magic the Gathering as a hobby and this channel. I know all this sounds quite mushy, but I just wanted to be real with you guys, and I'm making this video in the hopes that maybe some of you are going through some similar stuff right now and that maybe you can relate to what I'm talking about. Now, I believe that it's super important to have things to look forward to, and for me, the biggest thing for me is Magic Nights. Magic Night for me is the thing that I look forward to the most. Words cannot describe how much joy it brings me to sit down with my family and friends, whip out my favorite deck and just go a few rounds of Commander and just have an absolute blast. Let the laughter flow, let the banter go, and just have an overall great time. I think I value it so much because in those moments I get a little bit of headspace. You know, all the negative thoughts or things that may be troubling me, they just wash away. They don't exist for that brief few hours that I'm there playing the game. It is something truly magic. Excuse the pun. Your Magic Night can be something that is stable in your life. It doesn't matter what happens, what changes, that Magic Night is always going to be coming round. A chance to escape the hardships of life, a reason to get through the week, but most importantly, an opportunity to experience true human connection, which is something I think we all crave. It also gives us a tribe to join, or a community if you prefer that word. In this day and age, being a nerd comes with a lot of negative stereotypes and it can feel quite alienating. But there's something very comforting about sitting down with people that don't fit these negative stereotypes, because you're reminded that there are other people like you that are just normal people that are a bit of a nerd that love, playing with cards. And yeah, it's something really comforting about that. It shows you that you're not alone and you shouldn't be ashamed for your interests. We also always have something to look forward to. Now, I know a lot of us give WotC a lot of criticism for product overload and just constantly bringing out new stuff, but there is positives to that. And that, I believe, is the fact that we always have something to look forward to. There's always something on the horizon for us. Wizards really try to just provide products that will appeal to everyone. So if you might not like this product, you might like this one. Obviously, there's that argument that this means that, something for everyone is for no one. And I get that. But, for me, in my experience, from what I've seen, if you look at this year, you've got the in-universe stuff like Tarkir Dragonstorm, which I've been over the moon about. And then you've got Universes Beyond fans with the Final Fantasy that looks amazing. People that are into sci-fi, you've got Edge of Eternities coming up. So yeah, there's always going to be at least something, I think. Even like my cousin, like he's not really into any of this new stuff that's coming out, but SpongeBob is his absolute jam, and that is the one thing he was looking forward to the most this year. So, and he's probably there right now buying his cards. So yeah, there's always something to look forward to, and I think that's super important in life, especially if you are going through a hard time, because it gives you that little bit of positivity in your life, that little light at the end of the tunnel, like, oh well, at least that's coming around soon. At least I'm gonna get a bit of happiness from this thing that I love. It gives our brains something to think about. It gives us something to channel our energy into, which I think is super important for a healthy state of mind. I believe one of the main reasons for the rise in popularity of Commander is because it provides an environment for self-expression. It may sound extreme, but I truly believe that Commander can teach you a lot about yourself as a person. What colors we are drawn towards speaks for the sort of people that we are and our values. Once we discover that, we can use Magic's color pie to apply it to our own lives through the color philosophy. you know, like inside and outside of the game. For example, I've always been drawn to black mana, and over time have realized that I believe a lot of this is because the philosophy of sacrifice, the philosophy of, you know, letting go of things in order to better yourself is what is very heavily ingrained in black mana. It's something that, you know, I've always heavily quite identified with my own personality. And yeah, it's comforting to know that this is like a big part of of the game in itself. You know, I can express that part of me through the vehicle that is Magic the Gathering. And in these hard times, it reminds me that we must suffer something in the long term in order to grow and progress and improve ourselves in the long term. I want to finish off this video by saying, if you are going through a tough time right now, I really hope that you find the strength to persevere. But in the meantime, don't worry, because Magic Night is around the corner, and before you know it, you'll be popping off with your favorite commander deck. You'll be laughing, and your friends will be there with you to support you, and overall just share in a beautiful experience that is a commander game. Keep your chin up, and I will catch you in the next video. Cheers.